Chapter 14 of the International Mechanical Code is one of the shortest chapters in the book, but it is slowly going to gain size and it is going to become one of the most important. It's a new addition to the 2006 code, and it has to do with anything that does solar systems, solar collectors, solar heating, heat transfer fluids, and installation. Chapter 14 starts off with, as with any other chapter, regarding the general aspects of the chapter. Talks about the scope of the chapter, talks about potable water supply, talks about heat exchangers, solar energy equipment and appliances, and talks about ductwork. Section 1402 talks about how to install solar heat systems, talks about access to the systems. As with anything, it cannot block doors, windows, it cannot block any other building portion that needs to be accessed, and it has to be able to be serviced and maintained. The equipment has to be protected, it has to control condensate, and if it's mounted on or above a roof, it has to conform with International Building Code. So once again, Chapter 14 does refer to a number of other codes. If it connects to potable water, in other words domestic drinking water or hot water systems, it has to conform to International Plumbing Code as well. Equipment has to be inspected and registered through independent testing centers, and penetrations on roof and wall have to be flashed and sealed to prevent the entry of water, rodents, and other insects. Any air transferred through solar systems has to be filtered. Section 1403 talks about heat transfer liquids, and it very specifically talks about the flash points. The flash points have to be 50 degrees higher than the maximum temperature that the appliance is expected to reach. 1403.2 talks about flammable gases and liquids, and 1404 talks about the materials that can be used to build the collectors and thermal storage unit. It talks about pressures, it talks about temperatures, and it talks about protection against high pressures and temperatures. So 1404 again is the beginning of solar code. We're going to see more and more of this. What is not mentioned here, but you also have to be aware of, is any solar energy systems that connect to the electrical system of your house needs to also conform to National Electrical Code, NEC, which is what's used in Connecticut. So take a look at the solar systems, take a look at some solar systems on the web as part of your assignments, participate in the discussion boards, and then take the end of chapter quiz on this material.